Clubs changing managers is like you and I changing our toothbrushes. It's inevitable. Some, more than others, change frequently, and by frequently, I mean every other season like Chelsea under Roman Abramovich, whilst others tend to stick with one manager through thick and thin. Arsène Wenger arrived at Highbury and did not take long to adapt to life in English football and guided the team to their first Premier League title in the 1997-98 season. He repeated the feat again in 2001-02 before making history in 2003-04, as the Invincibles went unbeaten throughout the entire league campaign on their way to sealing a third Premier League crown. The Frenchman has also claimed 7 FA Cups, the most of any manager, and was voted Manager of the Year in 1998, 2002 and 2004. After his departure in 2018, Arsenal appointed Unai Emery to the dugout. Emery reached another UEFA Europa League final but lost to Chelsea. In his only full season at Emirates Stadium, he led the club to 5th place. His departure led to the appointment of Mikel Arteta. His introduction to English football came during a loan spell at Everton in January 2005, before making the move to Goodison Park permanent 6 months later. He moved to Arsenal in August 2011, where he was named club captain ahead of the 2014-15 season. The Spaniard won 2 FA Cups during his time with the Gunners. Before retiring in 2016, the Gunners finished 8th in a Premier League campaign that was suspended for 100 days due to the coronavirus pandemic. But under Arteta, Arsenal's season ended on a high with victory in the FA Cup final and qualification for the UEFA Europa League. The Spaniard will also be hoping to take Arsenal forward again this season, having finished 5th in 2021-22. He is now top of the table with an Arsenal squad that have completely overachieved even though the Premier League title is slowly slipping from their hands. Here is his first 11 he fielded when he was appointed manager. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Number 1. Alexandre Lacazette. Olympique Lyon. As decent as a forward can be, Alexandre Lacazette was him, occasionally showing glimpses of what he could have become. Alexandre Lacazette never really lit up the Emirates, scoring a total of 54 goals and providing 25 assists in 158 appearances in the Premier League across his 5-year stay at the club. Lacazette led the line in Arteta's first game at the club. He later joined Olympique Lyon for free in the summer of 2022 and is gradually getting back to his best, having scored 19 goals and provided 4 assists in the league alone this season with 7 more games to go. His is sure to hit the 20-goal mark for the first time since he left Lyon in 2017. Number 2. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Chelsea. Once fan favourite, now turned enemy. Aubameyang arrived at the Emirates from Borussia Dortmund for a whopping 60 million in the summer of 2018. He hit the ground running, scoring 10 goals in 13 games in his first season, 22 goals in 36 games in his second, repeated the same in his third season, which led to a contract renewal, making him the highest paid player in the club. That was when things turned. In his fourth season, he scored 10 goals in 29 games and 4 in 14 games in his last season. He fell out with the club and fans and became a free agent. He later joined Barcelona for free and was in sublime form, even scoring an epic El Clasico goal till the arrival of Robert Lewandowski, which made him surplus to requirement. That is when Chelsea swooped in with a 12 million bid to bring him back to London. He's had an underwhelming period back in London, even barely making the matchday squad twice after January and being dropped out of their Champions League squad. Number 3. Mesut Ozil. Retired. He won it all: league title, World Cup, Champions League, Club World Cup and UEFA Cup. The recently retired Mesut Ozil was a sublime player, a master of his art. If ever there was a player who could make an assist more appealing and marvelous than the goal, it was him. His passing, skills, fancy flicks, and long-range curlers made Ozil unplayable in his prime. The last of the true number 10s. The only player the win-assist king in the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, World Cup and the Euros. He provided 257 assists in the 615 matches and is 6th on the all-time assist chart in football history, only behind Messi, Suarez, Ronaldo, Müller and Di Maria, another underrated master. He joined Fenerbahçe in January 2021, Istanbul Başakşehir in July 2022 and retire from football in March this year. Number 4. Reiss Nelson. Arsenal. The second youngest player on this list and one of the 3 still at the club, Reiss Nelson came through the Arsenal youth ranks, joining Hoffenheim on loan after he was promoted to the senior squad. He returned to the club in 2019. fresh for the new manager Mikel Arteta. He was later loaned to Feyenoord after failing to impress and returned last year. He has 3 goals and 2 assists in 5 appearances for Arsenal this season, all coming on as a sub and slowly becoming a fan favourite. Number 5. Granit Xhaka. Arsenal. The second surviving player of this 11, Granit Xhaka's time at the Emirates has not always been calm and loving as it is now. The former captain has been a mainstay at Arsenal since he was brought in for 45 million from Borussia Mönchengladbach. His ball control, long ball accuracy and playmaking skills have made him undroppable, well, unless the time he went against the fans disrespecting the captain's armband. He has had a lot of disciplinary issues, but it looks like it is all in the past now. He has formed a solid partnership with Thomas Partey in the heart of the Arsenal midfield this season, leading to him having his most productive season of his career with 10 goal contributions, including a breathtaking free-kick goal against Chelsea. Number 6. Lucas Torreira. Galatasaray. A player who never got going in the Premier League or Fiorentina or Atletico Madrid, Lucas Torreira arrived at the Emirates from Sampdoria for £30 million. With an uneventful stay at the club, he joined Atletico Madrid on loan, later Fiorentina, and was finally sold to Galatasaray for £5 million. Still only 27, Lucas Torreira is finally finding his feet and at the perfect time of his career heading into his peak years. Number 7. Bukayo Saka. Arsenal. It's been a fairy tale story for Bukayo Saka after bursting onto the scene in 2018, but really announced himself in 2019 as a young right-back from the academy following the appointment of Mikel Arteta. He is arguably the best player at the club at the moment, someone I tip to be Arsenal's player of the season, that is, if Odegaard doesn't snap it up. He played this game as a left-back, his original role before transitioning to the right wing, his current role. He's still only 21 and on course to becoming an Arsenal legend if he continues this way. Exciting thing is, he's only getting started. With 12 goals and 10 assists this season, his best yet, the only way for Saka now is up. Number 8. David Luiz. Flamengo. From crying after a defeat at the quarter-finals thrashing at the hands of Germany to being called Mr. Destruction by Arsenal fans, David Luiz has seen it all. His 2-year stay at the Emirates was a bad one. The worst I think of any of the clubs he played for. He left to Flamengo after his contract expired in 2021 and hasn't been heard of since. Number 9. SOKRATIS. Olympiakos. Of all the 3 Greek players to ever play for Arsenal, SOKRATIS Papastathopoulos was the most popular and established of them all. Bar tiny errors, he was a very decent defender but never really good enough for Arsenal. He left Arsenal for Olympiakos and has since been a mainstay in their team. Number 10. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Southampton. Potential, and a lot of potential is the perfect word to describe Maitland-Niles. The Arsenal loaner had a lot of setbacks, mainly from injuries all the way to mummy issues. Still only 25, he is a starter in the Southampton squad battling relegation this season. Hopefully he returns and pushes for a move, as chances at the Emirates are growing ever so thin. Number 11. Bernd Leno. Fulham. Arriving on the summer of 2018, Bernd Leno was making a name for himself in even making the Germany squad for the 2018 World Cup. His time at Arsenal, however, was not a great one, as he was never really available when it mattered most. He was relegated to second keeper with the arrival of Aaron Ramsdale, and in search of more game time, left the Emirates for Craven Cottage. He is having a great season, having helped the Lilywhites to 10th place this season, 3 points above London rivals Chelsea. That's it guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more contents like these and comment what topic you want me to do next. Stay safe and see you soon.